Hello, it is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, so we'll have some sort of interesting or intricate or ambitious theme, and this interesting or intricate or ambitious edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Lewis Williams, Camtron, Henrik Koskinen, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are sustaining this channel, keeping this series going, and for that, I'm very appreciative. So thank you to them. And thank you to you if you are a patron as well, or thank you to you in general for watching this video. Regardless, but if you would like to become a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field. And there you can get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date. Or as a benefactor, you can also get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug. So again, thank you to all of the patrons. And do subscribe to the channel as well if you've not gotten around to that. And like the videos. Don't forget to do that as well, I suppose. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that friendly chat community. All right, let's get on to today's crossword. This is a Thursday puzzle, so it will have some sort of particularly notable theme. This is the second crossword by Kieran Pandy. It was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. And let's start solving and see what's in store for us on this Thursday crossword. Total dud. It could be a flop, maybe, or a bomb. Something was just a dud. It didn't work. Wrong answer. I mean, I guess if this is a bomb, this could be bzzzt, like a buzzer indicating a wrong answer. The reason I'm thinking maybe it's something like that is because these brackets generally indicate a sound or a gesture as opposed to words. So let's just look at the crosses here. Oh yeah, this works. Chloe, who directed Nomadland. That's Chloe Zhao. Chloe Zhou. I think this might be right. I'm sort of surprised. Slang for many. Oh, right. You read this first, and it looks like it means for many people something that's slang. In other words, this thing is slang as far as many people are concerned. That's sort of how this looks because of this comma here. But I think what this means is a slang term for the word many, which could be zillions. Let's see if that works. This looks like Ohio. C20 across with 2 down, the oldest sister city in the U.S. Ohio and Topeka? I don't know. Chain letter. A mall. Is that what Toledo, I suppose? Right. I think what this means is an entity that lets out, that leases out, rents out spaces to chain stores. So a chain letter is a mall. That's very clever. This is a very punny puzzle today. So Cuban song genre that shares its name with a Spanish dance. It's not bolero, is it? Is it a bolero? This looks like Toledo. Toledo, Ohio. Oh, right. Sorry. When I said Topeka, is Topeka, Kansas, not Ohio. For some reason, I was thinking of the sister thing, and I was thinking these two were going to be different cities, but Ohio's a state, so that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. I was just on completely the wrong track. Anyway, Toledo is in Ohio, and I suppose is the oldest sister city in the U.S. I wonder to what other city is it sistered? I don't know. Golden calf, e.g., that's an example of an idol, so that's a biblical reference there. Like Eeyore vis-a-vis his storybook companions, he's sort of more depressed. He's, what is he? Something ear, I would think. Why can I not think of what this word is? A want could be a yen, maybe? Science fair locale, often. A lab? I don't know. Want. Grazing ground. A lee, pasture? Oh, gloomier. Eeyore is gloomier. There we go. That's that. So where's the science fair locale often? Is this another one of those things where it's sort of like the zillions where I have to slang? This might be the theme. I mean, this is certainly a common theme location. This is not. Science fair locale often. I don't know how to read it that way. Want. Wall builder. Massage parlor supply. Oil? Maybe? Company-wide communication system. An intercom, maybe? I, for one. Roman numeral, right? Okay, this is the theme. This is the theme. So, yes, I, for one. I mean, it sounds like someone saying, I, for one, and I'm an example of a person who agrees with this thing or whatever. I am one of those. But no, it doesn't mean that. It means, it means when does I serve for, literally, one, and it's when it's a Roman numeral. And right, so this is very clever. So slang for many zillions, I for one, Roman numeral. Let's keep going. Let in, admit or allow, I'm not sure, betraying no emotion, stolid maybe? Sort of stoic and stony-faced perhaps. Let in. Oh, admitted. It could be let as in the past. That's entirely plausible. Mideast leader. Oh, Amir. Maybe this isn't intercom. Oh, intranet. That makes more sense. An intercom isn't necessarily. That wouldn't necessarily be a company-wide communication system. That would be a bit odd. I guess you sort of have those on old-style business phones, but intranet makes more sense and is certainly more current. So intranet being a kind of web server environment that only works inside the company, kind of internet environment, I guess. But intranet, opposite of a heads up. Is this one of these theme things? I don't think so. They seem to have commas. Oh, and they don't have question marks either. Okay. Opposite of a heads up. And put out. Made? You put out a new edition of a magazine? You made it? I don't know if that's not a great match. Civil rights activist baker. Etta? Opposite of a heads up. I'm annoyed that I can't seem to get the opposite of a heads up. What is it? Ella Baker, not Etta Baker. Ella Baker? Opposite of a heads up. I really want this heads up one. I don't know why I can't think what it is. Big to-dos. Galas. Flaps, maybe? That would work with Ella. Put out. Oh, to miff. I'm very put out. I'm very miffed. I'm going to put you out. I'm going to miff you. I mean, you wouldn't... Nobody would say that, but I'm just trying to match the conjugation here. Okay, this is Ella. Opposite of a heads up. What is it? Oh, tails. Oh, is it just literally the opposite of heads on a coin is tails? I think it is. Okay, fair enough. Coffee liqueur brand, Kahlua. Is it spelled this way, I think? Yeah, I believe so. Oh, and this is complete, this area, except for these, so we're not going to get any extra help here. Oh, a wall builder is a mason. A mason could literally build a wall with brick and mortar. Okay, there we go. And a science fair locale could be in the gym, the gymnasium, at the school, and a want is a yen after all. That is correct. Okay, the home, and there's no place like home. This is referring to the Wizard of Oz, so Kansas was Dorothy's home. Hereditary director Ari Aster has a new movie out, I think. That comes out here in the UK this weekend. I think it's been out in the US for a few weeks. What's rustled in a swish? What on earth does that mean? I don't know. Low turnover. Question mark. Don't think it's one of the... No, I keep having to remind myself. The theme clues do not have question marks. Hayam, who co-starred in 2021's Licorice Pizza. Someone corrected my pronunciation of her name last time last time her band, I suppose, indirectly came up in the crossword. Alyssa Hayam. I think that's her name. I can't remember if it's spelled with a Y or an I. Looks better this way. Video game franchise featuring, oh no, it's not. Maybe, oh no, Alana. It's Alana Hayam. There we go. Video game franchise featuring a clone assassin is Hitman. Assassin Hitman. And that is the series. And place to get a CD certificate of deposit. Oh, S&L Savings and Loan. Right, okay. So financial institution. There we go. And we know that it's abbreviated because or at least we suspect it is, because CD is also initialized in that manner. So there we go. Nipple ring and areola, sort of ring around the nipple. And I think we filled this in. Yes, what's rustled in a swish? Oh, and I see. Okay, so this means in basketball terminology, this is the ball swishing through the net and rustling the net. Okay, low turnover somersault. Right, okay. This is an extremely punny crossword, and here we have, again, the question mark indicator indicating a bit of punnery. And so a somersault is literally you are turning yourself over on the ground and you're low to the ground as opposed to doing some kind of, backflip or something. Okay, ballet bend is a plie, appropriate next to somersault. And nickname that drops art. Stewart? Yeah, that works. Simu Liu, portrayer of Marvel's Shang-Chi. Oh, that's funny. This person was clued just a matter of days ago as, I think, something like first Asian American star of a Marvel film or something like that. All right, scientific definition for short. Oh, right, this is that other thing. A scientific definition for a short. So the scientific definition of short. What does that actually mean? Critical hospital department, the ICU, the intensive care unit, and aroma that may induce meowing. Tuna. Cat could smell tuna and start meowing because it wants it, obviously. Not for blank, not for sale. It's a common enough phrase. First film appearance of Herbie, a sentient 1963 Volkswagen Beetle. What film was Herbie first in? The Love Bug? Never actually seen it, but I've seen the movie poster, that sort of thing. When repeated, a sound from a brass instrument, wah, 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 I suppose, is an sort of common way to imitate a brass instrument. Scientific definition for short. Look, I have so much of it filled in, and yet I can't seem to see it. That's so irritating. Nexus could be a web, maybe, of information, for instance. Electrical fault. Oh, an electrical right, okay. A scientific definition of a short for a short is an electrical fault, so short circuit. There we go, is an electrical fault. Okay, there we go. My words fly up, my thoughts remain below, Hamlet. Okay, write in Python, say. So Python is a programming language, so you could code in Python. And Romulus or Remus, those are the mythological founding twins of Rome. Keats or Wordsworth could be creators of the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, the Ode, and that makes them odists. But of course, because this is an or clue, we're only referring to one or the other of Keats or Wordsworth, so either one of them is an odist. Tickets, not sure. Length, for example. Okay, so length, for example. So what's example in this context? length of an example? What does that mean? I'm not sure. Sketch done in preparation for a finished piece. A study. Artist could do a study. Okay, so 7 length. Oh, for example. What example is 7 somethings long? I just do not understand what this is. I'm sorry. It'll probably seem so obvious in retrospect. The facts in the case of blank. Andrew Sinclair novel that pays homage to a mystery writer. Oh, I'm not sure. That's interesting. Tai Bo is a what sort of exercise, sort of what martial arts inspired exercise kind of thing, maybe. Optimistic is upbeat. Guy who inspired an early 2010s hip hop dance. Is this Dougie? I don't actually know what this is, but I know that there is some kind of dance called the Dougie, and I didn't know it was named after a guy. I guess it is. Okay. Heavens to Betsy, ye gods. E.A. Poe. Oh, the facts in the case of E.A. Poe, Edgar Allan Poe. Okay, there we go. Mystery writer. Sure, that makes sense. Something to feed or stroke. You could feed or stroke someone's ego. Give someone your backing, give them your aid. And tickets are, or could be a verb. Someone tickets you. Someone. Fracas could be an ado. Sort of big commotion, basically, or maybe some kind of melee. Slates? Tickets. I still don't see it. Dead meat, so to speak. I'm a dead meat. I'm a goner, you might say. I'm sorry, my phone keeps going. Hope that's not coming through too loudly. Anagram, for instance. Anagram for instance. So this will be an anagram of the word instance, I suspect. I don't know how to just jump straight to that, so I'm not going to. But I think that's how this one works. Trifling amount. An erg, a small amount of work. I don't think that's right. Sine qua non. The sort of the kind of ideal of something, the sort of without exception. Anagram for, no, this doesn't, maybe this isn't right. Trifling amount, material for demolition. Oh, is this, I would think TNT there. Maybe I'll put this back in. So dead meat, so to speak. Trifling amount. A sou, that's a small amount of money, for instance. Just not a single sou, no money at all. Toast, I'm toast, I'm dead meat. Okay, there we go. Fine, that does work as well. And like some diamonds, some way that they're cut. Darlington Hall and the Remains of the Day. Oh, The Remains of the Day is one of my favorite novels. It's just a really beautiful novel by Kazuo Ishiguro. Really highly recommended, and not very long, so it's not a huge commitment to read. Just unbelievably beautiful. But why do I not know what this word is? Darlington Hall and the Remains of the Day. Estate. Oh, estate. Okay. The estate. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Like laser cut. You could have a laser cut diamond. That makes sense. Psionic counselor on Star Trek TNG, Star Trek The Next Generation. I am not sure. I know I've seen a small handful of episodes of this, but not for, I think, probably decades. Be on the up and up. Ascend? Again, a very punny crossword today. Go through the roof. I don't know, because this puzzle has been so punny and full of misdirection, I'm not sure if this is referring to being angry or to literally going through a roof. Can we do an anagram of instant? Is it ancient? Ancients with an S, plural of ancients. That's an anagram of instance. Mini display. Does it mean a mini car, maybe, or some kind of other product? Where Zeus trapped the monster Typhon in myth. I don't know. I mean, is it? I don't know. Bolshevik's bane, the Tsar, I suppose. That would make sense. So the Bolsheviks sort of, revolting against Tsarist rule. Go through the roof. 99 Luftballon singer. Nina? I don't remember if I'm mispronouncing this person's name. Sorry if so. Oh, is this Etna, Mount Etna, where Zeus trapped the monster Typhon? It must be. My first thought when it was just a T, I thought Styx, then I thought it doesn't make any sense. The river Styx. I don't think that's correct, so I didn't say it. But now I'm saying it anyway. Valued, if something is valued, it's dear. It's highly valued, it's dear to you. Mini display. What is this? Knee? What? Length, for example. I do not know what this is. Oh my goodness. Tickets. Slates? I keep thinking slates, but I don't really understand what that means, if anything. States? Tickets. Why do I not see what... Oh, it is slates. I think that means sort of on the ticket, like on the slate. Is that what that means? If you have sort of a lineup maybe of artists or something, and you're saying that's the ticket, that's the slate, the lineup. I think that sort of works. I think that might be what it is. Maybe that's why my brain kept wanting me to make it slates. 7 letters. Oh, it's the length of the word example. I'm sorry. Okay. That was ridiculous. Oh, to go through the roof, you could rocket through the roof. So why is mini display knee? So what would this be? Psionic Counselor Troy. Oh, Counselor Troy. I think I actually do know that name. It's spelled with an I suppose. So go through the roof, rocket. That makes sense. Why is mini display knee? Is that the answer? It is. I don't like ending on such a lack of comprehension. Sorry, is this incredibly obvious? It probably is. Mini display knee. I'm sorry, I don't think I understand what that is. This has been my least confident crossword, I think, in quite some time, because, I've solved more difficult crosswords than this recently, but I think when I did, it was just sort of a more conventional difficulty. This I just have felt unsure almost throughout. Anyway, it's a very clever theme, though. Let's take a look at it. This is a theme where you do actually have to understand the theme in order to fill it out. And that's typical for a Thursday. Thursday tends to be the sort of themey day. So let's take a look at this. Slang for the word many is zillions, if we read this in that particular manner, in which we have to read all of these theme clues. I, in the case of 1, is a Roman numeral. A scientific definition, literally for a short, is an electrical fault. Length for the word example is 7 letters. That is the length of example. And finally, an anagram for the word instance is ancients. So a very clever misdirecting theme from Kiran Pandey. And indeed, we had to see through some misdirection. quite a few more times throughout the puzzle. This was a tricky one. I found this a tricky puzzle. I was constantly on the back foot, I think. I was always kind of caught off guard. Let me know how you did with this one. Interesting puzzle today. And I still don't know what's going on with this mini display knee. Oh, that is so annoying. Why do I not see what that is? Sorry, someone will tell me, and I'll be thankful. Speaking of people having told me things, let's discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. I have, let's see, I think 4 comments from yesterday's puzzle. So Jacob Bodway says, I was a bit confused about the etymology clue myself at first reading. Oh, that's true. Here's one from yesterday's puzzle as well that I actually never understood at the time that I completed the puzzle. So I suppose it happened yesterday and today. Anyway, this was about better or worse. This was the sort of Old English for better or worse, I think was the clue. And the answer was etymology, and I didn't quite understand it. And Jacob Bodway says, after a bit of investigation, it seems it is referring to the fact that the words better and worse trace their etymological roots to Old English, the Old English bettera and worsa, respectively. Could be versa, maybe. So Old English is literally the etymology for the words better and worse. That is very interesting. That is an incredibly obscure clue. I wonder how many people understood that. And, well, I wonder how many people genuinely understood it, as opposed to sort of maybe inferring, I guess it has something to do with the etymology of these words from Old English. That is quite a as Nick Six said in reply, that's a big stretch for a Wednesday puzzle. I suppose it is. Anyway, interesting knowledge, though. Adam Horowitz replies to say, the tickets booth in Times Square, spelled TKTS, is where they sell the Broadway show tickets at a discount the day of the show. And now that you point that out, I completely remember that, and indeed that's something that's advertised in New York, that booth. Anyway, the TKTS booth, tickets booth. Brian Spurrier points out that the Aegean Sea is to the east of Greece towards Turkey, and the Ionian Sea is to the west between Greece and the south part of Italy, south of the Adriatic Sea. So there we go. I mixed up the sort of Greece adjacent seas yesterday. Thank you for that. And Michael Tamburino finally has a comment about Otsego Lake, which was clued in yesterday's crossword in New York, and I had to take a few stabs at that. Michael Tamburino points out it's also the location of Cooperstown, New York, home to the Baseball Hall of Fame, and also to him, Michael Tamburino. As a glacial lake identical in size and shape to many of the Finger Lakes, the only reason it's not classified as one of them is because it's not part of the Lake Erie watershed. Interesting. Thank you for that additional context. All right, and that's that for the clues from yesterday's puzzle, which means that's that for today's crossword and today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for a Friday puzzle when we dispense with this theme, but it is a Friday puzzle, so it may have just as much of this punniness and misdirection. You never know. That is common on Friday. Come back tomorrow and find out. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.